moving with his legs, and John Rice Plumlee is that guy. He hands it off to Isaiah Bowser. Bowser
vertically as well as we've seen other UCF quarterbacks, but he's still getting better with each and every rep.
Takes his time, and it's nearly picked. Lucky to not turn it over on the first offensive possession.
And he just doesn't see Armani. In plays, you got to watch those coverages.
Quickly puts it in the air again. This time is able to. These teams took the field. Man in motion, handoff to Siggers. Siggers up ahead. He's that big. O'Keefe in motion. And a little trickeration. That's what Gus Malzahn loves to do. Coming on the other side.
Defensive SMU only giving up some short yardage there.
Third and manageable as Rice Plumlee rushed out of the pocket, able to still stay on his feet on the stop.
And that's what Plumlee can do, right? Extend the plays. Looks like it's going to be a loss, gains yardage, and now they get it to a manageable 4th and 2, and they're going to go for it here.
And 2. And Plumlee picks it up. Quarterbacks more than 100 yards on the ground per game, taking his time, putting it in the air, and the handoff, and that's Johnny Richardson with a dial up here out of the shotgun. Plumlee looking, has a man. And
is a big deal.
There's Ryan O'Keefe on that jet sweep. Again, they like to get the ball.
Oh, yeah, and he was on the staff at Arkansas State. I mean, we are talking every single one of these coaches are tied to Gus Malzahn somehow.
John Rice Plumlee has a man. Here, 3rd and 5 for UCF. Some pressure coming up the middle. That's Jalen Sam. The handoff. And some speed and room on the outside. Down.
Yeah, so they went Wildcat in there with Isaiah Bowser. You give it to Richardson, you fake a reverse coming the other way to hold the defense, and Richardson.
Again, we've seen this a few times. It passes the hands of many, and back to Johnny Richardson. Richardson still somehow able to stay.
Yeah, I mean, so you're going to run a reverse back into a screen, but boy, what a job by SMU just to fight through the blocks, stay home, and really not much for UCF.
3rd and 6 now. Plumlee connects with Holler. Holler for having us.
Yes.
1st and 10 for UCF. And that's Isaiah Bowser. Bowser back for the Knights after transferring from Northwestern. They keep it there. Nice cutback. Again, they lead the conference 3rd in the nation with rushing yards in a game. 13. Scrambling, Plumlee stays alive, finds Alec.
Because they stopped it, but John Rice Plumlee, right, keeping it alive. Elijah Chapman, who has a motor that just doesn't stop, doesn't get to him. Then you see that little sidearm sling. Those are...
Plumlee surveys, tries to go to the outside.
3rd and 6, unless he's wide open. I mean, this has got to be dropped in the bucket perfectly by John Rice Plumlee. He just doesn't. One of the best in the country, for sure. Toting the rock.
John Rice Plumlee deciding to keep it on the ground. So far, 5 of 10 tonight, just 23 yards through the air, but is able on the ground. And Plumlee can do that right there.
Out of his quarterback. Now, I wish, you know, I think if you're a UCF fan, you would wish he can do that.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 41 of UCF. Pass again, complete once more. We saw this at the start of the game, using some tempo and pace. Johnny Richardson with one another and coming to bring the pressure, but getting it away to Alec Holly. And the pass is complete.
He never sees the ball. And again, that's the ability he has. He can make throws, steps up in a pocket and puts it right there.
Now inside the red zone, 1st and goal. They toss it over and just snuffed out as a long time since Lashley was in the 7th grade. And here it's John Rice Plumlee, SMU player, back on the field for the Mustangs. The toss over to Bowser, and
you say, I'm going to give it to my 220-pound banger little toss off.
Bearcats on a 4-game winning streak. 4-1 start, and the Green Wave continuing to roll. John Rice Plumlee also rolling. Sends a man in motion. Plumlee again with time down the middle of the field. Completion start in his first 6 throws. He's gone 8 of 10 since then. Plumlee sensing a little pressure, rolls out, has a man.
He thought Gus told his team at the half. He said he's probably happy with what the score is because we feel like we should be up more
Tonight either.
So we'll see if John Rice Plumlee puts it in the air more. Instead, they give it to Isaiah Bowser, and
Yeah, we're gonna go a little inside zone and then nice little just subtle bend.
For UCF, now fresh set of downs, and they decide to go through the air, and Plumlee delivers it. Nice little juke move by Javon Baker, and Baker continuing to add some. We'll see if they can punch it in. Rolling. Plumlee is there and tripped it.
Cover, decides to run, and they're gonna go quick.
And Bowser, that UCF defense, great field position. They toss it over into the hands of Ryan O'Keefe, the speedster, and that at Ole Miss. And then wide receiver for a couple years, but this is the time that you picking up the pressure is Bowser, flushing out of the pocket. Plumlee still staying on his feet, keeping this alive.
John Rice Plumlee's tough to bring down, but give it to SMU. They're playing discipline, staying home. He gets away from Elijah Chapman right there. But at the end of the day, Jimmy Phillips comes up and makes.
But the attention to detail, the execution, that was always key for Rhett Lashley and Gus Malzahn.
And so far, John Rice.
The type of player, you got to get him the ball with space in the open field.
Going for it deep, has a man, and that was
still throwing it, still trying, and they will get big plays.
Into the hands of Kobe Hudson. Hudson with a nice gain.
Go ahead and get going, yards after the catch, nice job.
Plumlee keeps it himself. Again, the team's leading rusher. RJ Harvey, his first carry of, and Bowser. He stays in the ball game, bounces out to the outside, getting some blocking from O'Keefe. Roberts on the tackle.
And Harvey's one of those local kids, right? Orlando, played at Edgewater High School, went to Virginia, transfers back here.
Coming in, bringing the pressure. Plumlee still able to escape. And a penalty marker, 51-yard completion and touchdown to Baker earlier. And again, a number of white jerseys, but escaping. About his quarterback is the ability to extend those plays. And now Plumlee going for O'Keefe once more into the end zone. Let's take another look at it right here.
Yeah, sets his feet nice and just puts it to that far back of the end zone.
The red zone defense for UCF holding tops in this third quarter along on 2nd and 3. And the catch made again, Javon Baker, and Baker, the sign, a gain of 33.
So they know when they make this catch, depending on where the defender is, am I gonna reverse pivot, spin back, and go outside like Baker did there? Or am I gonna keep going with the slant right away? That time he
points as we start the fourth quarter. A little sidearm.
They weren't getting in the first half, and that gets them going.
Plumlee again, and bobbled up in the air and intercepted. Offense has done is kind of corrected some of those drops from the first half. Or download the ESPN app.
Great at it all year. Really good tonight.
And going to the outside, and Ryan O'Keefe flashing the speed. Nobody's going to catch him.
You played TCU last week. Now that goes down as a pass for John Rice Plumlee. That little flip, that's a jet sweep that comes down as a pass. he turns the corner, and they can't for chunk plays. We talked about the lack of chunk plays, Tiff, right in the first half. 5 plays in the second half of over 20.
That's in on the outside, of course, one of the stalwarts for this team, Ryan O'Keefe, as you mentioned. And Bowser spinning, and
really nervous about that coming into this game.
Again, that jet sweep once more to Ryan O'Keefe. Tried a stint before under Sonny Dykes at SMU when Lashley was the offensive coordinator. Great catch, man. An engine room like that with all those young, hungry minds. You think iron sharpens iron. He has made over 3 decades. At some point, he'll be able to just sit back and watch and appreciate it. We appreciate this run here from R.J. Harvey, who just won't for UCF in this one. And again, just carrying the pack out.
Yeah, just great job by the UCF offensive line. And then Harvey gets hit in the backfield, but just keep it going. Keep it going. Now, you know.
I'm maybe shortchanging you there. Sneaking through.
See him relax a little bit.
And Don, you've had a front row seat to
Can be very tunnel vision, right? Because they're just so into coaching that the stuff on the periphery gets away from them, and then you get a scare of those fumbled snaps.
Xavier Townsend, who took the handoff.